and welcome back to another episode. So yes, this week we are taking a look at how close is the ghost for Audio Adventures. This will also be a little bit of an updated Audio Adventures review because I have purchased the retail release. Yes, and there are some differences, at least with the main unit and the Kickstarter one that I will go over. But mostly they're the same game. They're the same system. I just wanted a brand shiny new one. So, How Close is the Ghost is the most recent game from Truman Toys and Games for the Audio Adventures system. And Lee was actually nice enough to send me the... well, yes, this is the only prototype box for this. Personally, this is one of those cases where I prefer the retail one. I can see why he changed it, though. Very cool toy. Thank you very much. That being said, this video is not sponsored by Lee. It's not sponsored by Truman Toys. These are my own thoughts, my own opinions. And there are one or two criticisms, but mostly I think you're going to like this one. So, basically, Audio Adventures is about Amanda Harrison, who is this girl, her being trapped in a old vicarage and having to escape with the assistance of some of the ghosts that live there, and some of the ghosts are out to get her. Namely, a character called Charles Ratty. So yes, it is an exploration game, very similar to Hotel of Secrets, which, to be fair, I quite liked Hotel of Secrets. I need to finish it. But, yes, How Close to the Ghost, very similar. Oh, sorry. Very similar. Very similar games. Which is nice. I like that sort of style. Personally, my favourite remains Psychotronic Mind. I like the whole... Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I like the whole episodic format of the whole thing. But yes. Now.
How close is the ghost? Press any button to begin.
How close is the ghost? So, How Close is the Ghost? I'm going to leave that on. How Close is the Ghost is a exploration adventure game for the Audio Adventures system, and to be perfectly honest with you, it's probably my second favourite game on the whole platform, which admittedly out of a current roster of 5 games isn't a lot, but to be number 2 after having this for maybe a couple of weeks, not too bad. I'm going to move that slightly because it's a bit loud. But yes, I think personally, you know, I'm going to turn it off. Yes, I think personally it has some positives and negatives that sort of make it, that sort of prevent it from being my first favourite. Number 1, and this is my first major criticism. The only thing that I think is really a major problem. It's not very clear what you're supposed to be doing. It isn't. Unlike, say, Psychotronic Mind, which is a fairly limited, not limited, but fairly linear experience. This is an exploration game. However, I spent a good several hours wandering around trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. Within that hour, I only really found one lever, and that was time extension, so that's fine. My other major, which, yes, it's not exactly clear what it's supposed to do. Additionally, and this is the only other criticism I have, its save feature seems to be borderline non-existent. So I've turned this off multiple times, only to find that it goes right back to the beginning, which, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, isn't great. I don't know if that's a feature of the game. I don't know if that's a hardware thing. Because when I put it in, it goes, oh, we're deleting your save. Woo! It's all very spooky. But I've found that this is one of those games where you sort of have to sit down and make a big old map to sort of get through it, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's cool. It certainly helped when doing Hotel of Secrets. Or I'll probably have to go back and find that map because it's been a little while since I played that game in particular. But How Close to the Ghost has those are the two major problems. Number one, it's not immediately clear what you're supposed to be doing. You are supposed to escape the vicarage. Cool. And there is a bit of a hint system if you go back into, I think it's the dining room. There's a bit of ghostly writing on the wall that will say, oh, just keep exploring. Or oh, come back and check this. Or whatever the case may be. You can't initially go upstairs. I don't know if there is a time feature. I haven't really noticed it because I tend to click the time extension lever every single time. But if there is, then that's not immediately clear. I think one thing that would really benefit these games is something that, you know, was included in the retail console release, which is an instruction manual. And I don't mean like a big, thick instruction manual like you would have from, say, the Saturn, where it could, you know, it's about as thick as a sandwich. I mean like a strip of paper that says, here's your objective, here's how the save feature works. I think that might be something that would be beneficial sort of going forward, even if I know part of the appeal of these games for people is those who are hard of sight. So you've got Braille along the side there, so people who are hard of sight are able to just feel it and go, okay, I'm playing How Close is the Ghost. Very cool. Or, oh, I'm playing Hotel of Secrets, or I'm playing Ice Cold, or whatever the case may be. Or Bewilder. I think that How Close to the Ghost could really benefit from this, because I don't necessarily know what the time extension lever is for. I still don't. And I've nearly finished the game on a couple of occasions, I think. But sort of first impressions are good. Voice acting's very solid. Music's very solid, as you sort of heard. That's delightful for freaking out my wife.
How close is the ghost? Press any button to begin.
However, personally, I think my main problem with it isn't less what you're supposed to be doing. It's a maze game. Of course, you're not supposed to know initially what you're supposed to be doing. But the lack of save feature, or perceived lack of save feature, I haven't been able to identify one, is a problem. Because if I have to turn this thing off and I've been wandering around for an hour, that's all progress lost. All progress gone. So I don't know if there's a save feature. I haven't been able to identify one, which is personally where I think maybe an instruction manual that goes, yep, here's the save feature. Now, here's the thing. In other games, like, say, Ice Cold, it's immediately apparent. It goes, yeah, we got some sort of checkpoint system. It's a little on the nose, but I kind of, that's part of the appeal of this system, is it will tell you through audio cues what you're supposed to be doing, or whether there's a save feature, and the seeming lack of one in this isn't great. It's not great, personally. But yes. Personally, it's one of my favourite games of this year. Just gonna put that out there. It's one of my favourite games of this year. I think it's a very robust audio game. I have had a lot of fun with it. I like exploring. I need to do the whole big map thing so I can probably finish it, but that's just me. That's just how I'm going to play it. I think you can play it perfectly fine on its own, but I think the lack of a save feature has hampered my enjoyment of this somewhat. That might just be a hint for down the line. Maybe tell us how the save feature works, either within the game itself or include just a little instruction slip going, oh yeah, this is this. Because I did want the I did want the Audio Adventures retail release for this video, so I could try it out. I could try out How Close to the Ghost. Now, this is the Kickstarter unit, but there's the retail one, which, to be honest, yep, higher quality. It's more tactile. There was a clear design change in between because, well, to be perfectly honest with you, yeah, I think the finish on this is better. the charging port is now here. And I think just in general, the build quality is a lot better than the Kickstarter one. But, so you'd expect it to be, these are the trial ones. These are the trial ones. But yes, I mean, I've played How Close to the Ghost on both of these. It runs...
How close is the ghost? Press any button to begin.
There's not much difference in the audio quality. There might be. I'm sure Lee can tell me otherwise. But to be fair, as you can see, larger speaker area, so you can hear it slightly better than this one, I'd imagine. But I still prefer using my Kickstarter one. I just do. Personal preference. But I now have a backup. So, do I recommend How Close to the Ghost? Yes, I do. I do recommend How Close is the Ghost. I think that if you have been playing this system at all, if you have popped out a retail copy, or if you've got an old Kickstarter module, I would heartily recommend getting How Close is the Ghost. Now, at the moment, because this thing is a crazy good bargain, I was like, do I get just the base game? Do I get just the base game? For like £16 more, I got the base game and the module. I got the base game and the module itself. I got the console itself, and I was like, for an additional 16 quid, and I was like, okay, it's like £39. Well, it cost me about 42 quid for this and the game. And it came with this, so even better. But yeah, so I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'd like to see maybe in future, I'm hoping for more games. I really am. I'd like to get back involved with potentially making one. It's just been a very full-on year. I haven't really had the time, to be frank. I just genuinely haven't had the time. But I would like to get back into making games for audio adventures, because it is a very cool system. It's something I definitely want to be involved with, and anything I can do to support it, I will do. So, yeah. If you are looking for a very affordable, cheap, well, not cheap, very affordable but not cheaply made new console or new Christmas present, heartily recommend this, by the way. Heartily recommend this. Really, really, really genuinely solid system. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, give out Audio Adventures a try. You can access it from, I believe it's trumantoys.com. That's the principal place you'll be able to buy this. I believe there are plans to go a bit bigger as we go on, but we'll see how we go. At the moment, you can buy it from there. I think Lee ships worldwide, so you get the Audio Adventures console, you get a cable, and you get a pick of game. You can get all 5 currently for about 114 quid, including a console. So definitely do that. If you don't have this, system yet, go for it. But yeah, heartily recommend it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by how well made and how well this thing runs. It runs extraordinarily well. I'm very happy with it. I really, really am. I'm looking forward to more games on it, and I need to finish Hotel of Secrets. So, yes, that is me done for another week. Next week we'll be looking at my top 5 games of the year, which I'm going to jump in and do early so that everybody else doesn't do it. Also because I have a plan for my Christmas special, which will be great. That'll be fun and dandy. That will be Jim Crack and dandy. So, yes, I will probably talk about my top 6, actually. I'll talk about the top 6, because why not? But, yes, mostly because I haven't bought a whole lot of new games this year, and I've only got really 6 to talk about. So, okay, might as well talk about all of them. So, that is next week. I will see you next time, and have a wonderful day.